Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Arvan tells the story. Now I'm gonna tell about Saudi Arabia. Officially, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is a country on the Arabian Peninsula in Western Asia. It has a land area about 2,150 kilometers square, making it the fifth largest country in Asia, the second largest in the Arab world, and the largest in Western Asia. It is bordered by the Red Sea to the west, Jordan, Iraq, and Kuwait to the north, the Persian Gulf, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates to the east, Oman to the southeast, and Yemen to the south. Bahrain is an island country of the east coast. The Gulf of Aqaba in the northwest separates Saudi Arabia from Egypt. Saudi Arabia is the only country with a coastline along both the Red Sea and the Persian Gulf, and most of its terrain consists of rich desert, lowland, steppes, and mountains. Its capital and largest city is Riyadh. The country is home to Mecca and Medina, the two holy cities in Islam. Pre-Islamic Arabia, the territory that constitutes modern-day Saudi Arabia, was the site of several ancient cultures and civilizations. The prehistory of Saudi Arabia shows some of the earliest traces of human activity in the world. The world's second largest religion, Islam, emerged in what is now Saudi Arabia in the early 7th century. The Islamic prophet Muhammad united the population of Arabia and created a single Islamic religious polity. Following his death in 632, his followers rapidly expanded the territory under Muslim rule beyond Arabia, conquering huge and unprecedented stretches of territory, from the Iberian Peninsula in the west to part of Central and South Asia in the east. In a matter of decades, Arab dynasties originating from modern-day Saudi Arabia founded the Rashidun, Umayyad, Abbasid, and Fatimid caliphates, as well as numerous other dynasties in Asia, Africa, and Europe. The area of modern-day Saudi Arabia formerly consisted of mainly four distinct historical regions: Hijaz, Najd, and part of Eastern Arabia, and Southern Arabia. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia was founded in 1932 by King Abdul Aziz. He united the four regions into a single state through a series of conquests, beginning in 1902 with the capture of Riyadh, the ancestral home of his family, the Al Saud. Saudi Arabia has since been an absolute monarchy, where the king, the princes of the large Al Saud royal family, and the country's traditional elites have overseen a highly authoritarian regime. The ultra-conservative Wahhabi religious movement within Sunni Islam has been described as a predominant feature of Saudi culture. Although the power of the religious establishment has been significantly eroded in the 20s and 10s, in its basic law, Saudi Arabia continues to define itself as a sovereign Arab Islamic state with Islam as its official religion, Arabic as its official language, and Riyadh as its capital. Petroleum was discovered on 3rd of March 1938 and followed up by several other finds in the eastern province. Saudi Arabia has since become the world's second largest oil producer, behind the US, and the world's largest oil exporter, controlling the world's second largest oil reserves and the fourth largest gas reserves. The kingdom is categorized as a World Bank high-income economy and is the only Arab country to be part of the G20 major economies. The kingdom spends 8% of its GDP on the military, that's highest in the world after Oman, which places it as the world's third biggest military spender behind the United States and China, and the world's largest arms importer from 2015 to 2019, receiving half of all the US arms exports to the Middle East. According to the BICC, Saudi Arabia is the 28th most militarized country in the world and possesses the second best military equipment qualitatively in the region after Israel. By the late 2010s, there had been continual calls for halting of arms sales to Saudi Arabia, mainly to alleged war crimes in Yemen, and especially following the assassination of Jamal Khashoggi. The state has attracted criticism for a variety of reasons, including its role in the Yemeni civil war, alleged sponsorship of Islamic terrorism, and its poor human rights record, which has been characterized by the excessive and often extrajudicial use of capital punishment. Failure to adopt adequate measures against human trafficking, state-sponsored discrimination against religious minorities and artists, and anti-Semitism and its strict interpretation of Sharia law. Saudi Arabia is considered both a regional and middle power. The Saudi economy is the largest in the Middle East, the world's 18th largest economy by nominal GDP, and the 17th largest by PPP. As a country with a very high human development index, it offers a tuition-free university education, no personal income tax, and a free universal healthcare system. Saudi Arabia is home to the world's third largest immigrant population. It also has one of the world's youngest populations, with approximately 50% of its population of 34.2 million being under 25 years old. In addition, guys, to being a member of the Gulf Cooperation Council, Saudi Arabia is an active and founding member of the United Nations, Organization of Islamic Cooperation, Arab League, Arab Air Organization, and OPEC. About history, okay, we are moving to history. There is evidence that human habitation in the Arabian Peninsula dates back to about 125,000 ago. We are talking about history now. There is evidence that human habitation in the Arabian Peninsula dates back to about 125,000 years ago. A 2011 study found that the first modern human to spread east across Asia left Africa about 75,000 years ago across the Bab el-Mandeb connecting the Horn of Africa and Arabia. The Arabian Peninsula is regarded as a central figure in the understanding of hominin evolution and dispersal. Arabia underwent an extreme environmental fluctuation in the Quaternary that led to profound evolutionary and demographic changes. Arabia has a rich lower Paleolithic records, and the quantity of Arvan-like sites in the region indicate a significant role that Arabia had played in the early hominin colonization of Eurasia. The earliest sedentary culture in Saudi Arabia dates back to the Ubaid period. Upon discovering various potteries at the area, initial analysis of the discovery concluded that the eastern province of Saudi Arabia was the homeland of the early settlers of Mesopotamia and by extension the likely origin of the Sumerians. However, experts such as John Oates had the opportunity to see the Ubaid period cells in eastern Arabia and consequently conclude that the cells that to the last two phases of the Ubaid period. Period 3 and 4. While a handful of examples could be classified broadly as either Ubaid 3 or Ubaid 2, thus the idea that colonized from Saudi Arabia had emigrated to southern Mesopotamia and founded that region first secondary culture was abundant. Shortly before the advent of Islam, apart from urban trading settlements such as Mecca and Medina, much of what was to become Saudi Arabia was populated by nomadic pastoral tribal societies. The Islamic prophet Muhammad was born in Mecca in about 171 CE and the early 7th century. Muhammad united the various tribes of the peninsula and created a single Islamic religious polity. Following his death in 632, his followers rapidly expanded the territory under Muslim rule beyond Arabia, conquering huge and unprecedented swathes of territory from the Iberian Peninsula in the west to part of Central and South Asia in the east. In a matter of decades, Arabia soon became a more politically peripheral region of the Muslim world as the focus shifted to the vast and newly conquered lands. In the 16th century, the Ottomans added the Red Sea and Persian Gulf coast, the Hejaz, Asir and Al-Hasa to the empire and claimed suzerainty over the interior. One reason was towards Portuguese attempts to attack the Red Sea and the Indian Ocean. The Ottoman degree of control over those lands varied over the next 4 centuries with the fluctuating strength or weakness of the empire's central authority. These changes contributed to later uncertainties, such as the dispute with Transjordan over the inclusion of the Sanjak of Ma'an, including the cities of Ma'an and Aqaba. The emergence of what was to become the Saudi royal family, known as the Al Saud, began in Central Arabia in February 1727, when Muhammad bin Saud, founder of the dynasty, joined forces with the religious leader Muhammad ibn Abd al-Wahhab, founder of the Wahhabi movement, a strict puritanical form of Sunni Islam. This alliance formed in the 18th century provided in the ideological impetus to Saudi expansion and remains the basis of Saudi Arabian dynastic rule today. The new kingdom was reliant on limited agriculture and pilgrimage revenues. In 1938, vast reserves of oil were discovered in the Al-Ahsa region along the coast of the Persian Gulf, and full-scale development of the oil fields began in 1941 under the U.S. controls Aramco, Arabian American Oil Company. Oil provided Saudi Arabia with economic prosperity and substantial political leverage internationally. Cultural life rapidly developed, primarily in the Hejaz, which was the center for newspapers and radio. However, the large influx of foreign workers in Saudi Arabia in the oil industry increased the pre-existing propensity for xenophobia. At the same time, guys, the government became increasingly wasteful and extravagant. By 1950s, this had led to large governmental deficits and excessive foreign borrowing. Okay, we move to economy. As of October 2018, Saudi Arabia is the largest economy in the Middle East and the 18th largest in the world. Saudi Arabia has the world's second largest proven petroleum reserves, and the country is the largest exporter of petroleum. It also has the fifth largest proven natural gas reserves. Saudi Arabia is considered an energy superpower. It has the second highest total estimated value of natural resources, valued at $34.4 trillion in 2016. Saudi Arabia's main economy is petroleum-based, roughly 63% of budget revenues and 67% of export earnings come from the oil industry. Wow, it's huge. It is strongly dependent on foreign workers, with about 80% of those employed and the private sector being non-Saudi. Challenges to the Saudi economy include halting of reversing the decline in per capita income, improving the education to prepare youth for the workforce, and providing them with employment, diversifying the economy, stimulating the private sector and housing construction, and diminishing corruption and inequality. The oil industry constitutes about 45% of Saudi Arabia's nominal gross domestic product, compared with 40% from the private sectors. Saudi Arabia officially has about 260 billion barrels of oil reserves, comprising about one-fifth of the world's proven total petroleum reserves. In the 1990s, Saudi Arabia experienced a significant contraction of oil revenues combined with a high rate of population growth. Per capita income fell from a high of $11,700 at the height of the oil boom in 1981 to $6,300 in 1998. Taking into account the impact of the real oil price change on the kingdom's real gross domestic income, the real common basis GDP was computed to be $330.381 billion in 1919. In 2010, increases in oil prices in the early 20s helped boost per capita GDP $17,000 in 2007, about $7,400 just for inflation, but have declined since oil price dropped in medium 2014. OPEC, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, limits its member oil production based on their proven reserves. Saudi Arabia's published reserves have so little changed since 1980, with the main exception being an increase of about 100 billion barrels between 1987 and 1988. Matthew Simons has suggested that Saudi Arabia is greatly exaggerating its reserve and may soon show production declines. From 2003 to 2013, several key services were privatized: municipal water supply, electricity, telecommunication, and part of education and healthcare, traffic control, and car accident. Reporting were also privatized, according to Arab news columnist Abdel Aziz Alouazek. In almost every one of these areas, consumers have raised serious concern about the performance of these privatized entities. The Tadawul All Sales Index of the Saudi Stock Exchange peaks at 6,712 in 2005 and closed at 8,535 at the end of 2013. In November 2005, Saudi Arabia was approved as a member of the World Trade Organization. Negotiations to join had focused on the degree to which Saudi Arabia is willing to increase market access to foreign goods, and in 2000, the government established the Saudi Arabian General Investment Authority to encourage foreign direct investment in the kingdom. Saudi Arabia maintains a list of sectors in which foreign investment is prohibited, but the government plans to open some closed sectors such as telecommunications, insurance, and power transmission or distribution over time. The government has also made an attempt at Saudizing the economy, replacing foreign workers with Saudi nationals with limited success. And in addition to petroleum and gas, Saudi also has a significant coal mining sectors in the ancient Dahab region and significant other mineral industries and agriculture sector, especially in the southwest, but not only based on vegetables, fruits, dates, and etc. and livestock, and lost a number of temporary jobs created by the roughly 2 million annual Hajj pilgrims. Saudi Arabia has had 5-year development plans since 1970. Among its plans were to launch economic cities to be completed by 2020. In an effort to diversify the economy and provide jobs as of 2013, 4 cities were planned. The king has announced that the per capita income is forecast to rise from 15,000 in 2006 to 33,500 in 2020. The cities will be spread around Saudi Arabia to promote diversification for its region and the economy, and the cities are projected to contribute $150 billion to the GDP. Okay, just it for we talk about Saudi Arabia. Thank you for watching. See you soon in another video. Bye.